Black Politicians TV, man. Who we got with us today?
Man, it's your boy, Fred Davis Jr., 336. We in here.
How
I had to
you,
come through.
how you doing today, my brother?
Man, I'm alright, man. I ain't get to enjoy my Friday night for homecoming, but hey, I'm blessed to be alive. Get to see another homecoming, have some fun. Get into whatever questions we got. 'Cause this homecoming is crazy.
So we'll just start off with homecoming. You went to Fellow State?
You already know, man. Yes, sir.
So let's talk about your experience at Fellow State, starting with you being a freshman.
Me being a freshman, man, and it's crazy because this is 10 years since, you feel me, we even met, you feel me?
Yeah.
So it's 10.
Yeah.
So being 28, bro, looking back on it, dog, freshman experience, I was wild, dog. I was mad wild. Being a kid, being from High Point, North Carolina, man, having, I say 80% of your whole family lineage in that one city. Everybody know your family, and you being a kid involved, and I could countless amount of things I was involved in the community, though. So everybody knew who I was. So it ain't a whole lot you can get into, especially whenever you kind of like that kid in your family. So you got a lot of responsibility on your shoulder to carry your family name and to do right by your people and try to set an example. So coming from that and that environment where everyone knew who I was and knew my parents and my entire families, to going into a whole new environment and I ain't know nothing other than High Point, and man, that whole year as a freshman, it was a blur. But it was so
how
much
did
fun.
how did you adapt?
Truthfully, man, I think it really more so boiled down to me I would say not being the popular guy like in high school or whatever. I was still the same funny guy, people knew me or whatever, but I wasn't that popular guy that stuck out. So whenever I went to Fayetteville State, I basically created a whole different identity, a whole new personality. It was gonna be a fresh start for a new chapter in my life. So just adapting, just seeing what everybody else was getting into, just going with the flow with everybody else.
And who were your first friends that you met in college, and are you still friends with them today?
Oh man, it's Markeem, Phil, Jamel, Eli, Keith, LeBron, aka Jalen. We call him LeBron. Malik, Quez, Marcus, AJ, Mars. Man, you know, dog. We met a lot of people, dog, especially freshman year. But the main guys, yeah, I'm gonna say we all still. I would say we don't talk to each other every day, but it's still love. I'm gonna say we still chop it up every now and then. I'm gonna say I ain't really gotten to see everybody at homecoming so far, but I'll see them later on today.
So being this a 10-year reunion, like since you was a freshman, like do you feel old? Do you feel young? Like how does it feel?
I mean, we still young because we ain't number like 28, going on 29 years old. We still young, but at this point, we vets to this. Like this FSU thing, man, we vets, dog. And I'm telling you, dog, just looking back, it was the whole journey from whenever I first came in to whenever I left. It's like, you was a whole different dude before you ever got there. And your whole life done changed a lot since then.
So you was in B3 as well, right?
Yes, sir.
How did B3 impact like your freshman year and you as a man today?
I would say, well, that's part of the journey that came with me being in school. I wasn't as involved in everything that I should have, but B3, it kind of showed me how a lot of the guys on campus stuck together. They ain't always necessarily have to hang in the same cliques or whatever, but you would always see them dudes together, man. They would be kicking in and hanging, bro, and they was tight with each other. So it's just more so, I say, brotherhood.
So coming from like not a small town, but a place where like everybody kind of know each other,
Yeah.
and then you go to Fayetteville State and your identity is new. What is one thing that was a culture shock for you?
Being around so many black people seeking higher education at one time. Because in High Point, of course, I don't want to say nothing down on my own hometown or whatever, but, I've seen people with a whole lot of potential growing up, see them not be able to go off and achieve those dreams. So just being able to be in an environment where it seemed like everybody got the same goal in mind, everybody trying to reach higher. It's different.
How you feel about like people? Why do you feel that certain people like stop chasing their dreams?
Dang, that's a tough one, man. People stop chasing their dreams. I say a lot of self-doubt. Say not necessarily believing in yourself, not feeling like your dreams and your goals and aspirations can actually come to fruition. And then also with hearing, I say negativity from possibly the people that you may hold close to you, negativity from the world, and they may feel like they don't have what it takes to separate themselves and make themselves different to be able to stand out. So I'll say it got a lot to do with self-confidence.
So as a 18-year-old kid, is there any dreams that you felt like you left behind?
As an 18-year-old kid, I wouldn't say there's any that I left behind because, now that I got older and, I'm in a different phase of my life, now I've actually realized what the real world is out there. So the dreams and everything's still being done behind the scenes, but now things are just way more detailed with a bigger point of view. So yeah, I would say that the dreams never went anywhere. I just lost track. I would say lost track.